anyone really review products from people they're friendly with, or watches they don't like? A watch podcast touched on this recently, where the subject was brought up that there are very few, if any, bad reviews on watches. And it may just be because of relationships, worries about hurting feelings, or drawing the ire of the internet full stop. So that means that watches perceived as bad are rarely, if ever, covered in the watch media. When Peter and Akira from Second Hour asked if I wanted to review the Gin Clear, then I did have to think twice about it, since Peter is a fellow Melburnian and we chat every now and then, and how would I actually feel if I didn't like the watch, or if it was plain bad? Since, to be honest, I do my fair share of dive watch reviews, and it really has to be pretty good, and preferably very good, if I was to spend 2 days of my life filming, writing and editing. Well, the good news here is that the Gin Clear really is very good, and that statement has absolutely nothing to do with me being friendly with the team behind it. I recognise that there are the usual second hour elements, subtle triangles and the likes. That's not for everyone, potentially not even for me sometimes. But there is no arguing whatsoever about this being an excellent product, and it has the attention to detail that I think Peter the engineer would be an absolute stickler for. I am quietly pleased that I'm not his supplier. This has a surface hardening to 1200 vickers, a regulated ETA 2824 movement that they somehow managed to secure, a 300 meter water resistance, a 2-year warranty, and all at a price of $795 US. It is ridiculous really to sell this cheap, but this is the conundrum of micobrands. Price too high and attempt to get buyers to take a punt on the little known brand, or price just right, keep margins low and hope that you get noticed. I am hoping that you will notice the Gin Clear here today and support this small family brand. I have both the orange and black models available, but I will focus mainly on the black since it's my favorite. There are a total of 4 models in orange, black, pastel blue and a white dial. So I hope you'll join me, and by all means don't let me stop you from making yourself a G&T to sip on throughout. Before we start, I interviewed Peter a while ago about his brand, his background and more, so you can check that out on this link if you wish. As you can see here too, the inclusions with the excellent watch case is again above and beyond what you normally get from any brand, let alone a microbrand of this size. Size is very important with wrist jewelry, and it's hard to beat this one for a perfect set of them. For once, a website is 100% correct here, and I've measured all these myself. The diameter is 40mm and the bezel sticks out to 41 overall. Lug width is 20mm and lug to lug is 47mm and it's 12.2mm thick. Size for me is 170 grams, so it's on the heavier side, but it's a comforting weight on your wrist. So I don't know about you, but I get a heavy Omega Seamaster vibe here, and that is not a bad thing in my book. Getting up close to this sunburst black dial though, we get some fun things to look at. The Second Hour logo is very prominent at just under the 12 and it's rather large. It is hard to avoid that when you use a symbol rather than a word mark, so you have to be on board for the visuals of this logo. At just about the 6 you get the Gin Clear model name and 30 ATM print, which is nice and crisp. The typeface reminds me of something from the City of Neon if there are any fellow Starfield gamers out there. But in other words, it's quite futuristic in my opinion, which at least to me takes it to something a bit more contemporary overall than necessarily vintage inspired. There's an appropriately shaped date window which is color matched for all 4 watch colors, so not just white on black by accident here. The indices are all applied and mostly holds up to macro, 1 or 2 small exceptions on this prototype, but the most eye-catching detail here is the triangle motif that this brand is known for, in the 12, 4 and 8 having a different design altogether. It's actually quite subtle in real life, but you will notice it, and again you have to be on board for this detail. They are also applied with a different lume, which we'll see shortly. The diamond cut hands will be very good quality, just a couple small issues on this prototype, but that's to be expected. Personally, I think the logo counterweight is a little much since you have times where there are two logos that are rather large overlapping. But the counterweight itself is actually very beautiful, almost a little like a butterfly, so I am coming around to it. Overall, this is a very attractive watch face in person. In my opinion, better in person than on photos where it can appear a little busy. The 120 click ceramic bezel that holds the flat sapphire crystal with 6 layers of AR coating is absolute perfection. It is so smooth and nice to use, and this is absolutely Peter, the certified dive master in action. A diver would not accept anything less than this, and it would be easy to use with wet hands. It also lines up perfectly, so again, attention to detail here. Similarly, the sign crown is just perfect to use. It pops out nicely, and its coloured inlay is quite attractive to my eyes. Subtle crown guards too, which I like. The case itself is well designed and uses a good trick that makes it look even thinner than what it actually is. The extreme hardness coating will work hard to ensure it looks new for many years. You really have to knock these ones hard to apply any scratches or marks. It's mostly brushed with polished edges, and these lugs can definitely take another strap and look even better for it. It's not drilled, but luckily the included bracelet is quick release, so it's an easy change. This black strap from Artem in Adelaide, for instance, I think looks excellent and matches the dive watch too for water resistance. I'm not paid to say this, I just think they are very good quality. The back of the watch has this lovely embossed hawksbill turtle image that I like very much, and surrounding it are all the specs to remind you of the value on offer here. The solid screw-link bracelet, solid end links with its quick release spring bars is awesome once again. It looks great on the wrist, it's super easy to adjust yourself, and it falls straight off the edges of the lugs, so all wrist sizes are well looked after here. Once again, micobrands lead the way with a perfect solid steel fold over and quick adjust buckle, which means no ugly holes on the sides and all the extra space you need. It's signed as you'd expect, and a simple push button release does not stick. This is a pleasure to use and wear. As you would hope, the Lume does not disappoint, and note the different color Lume on the special indices. Peter and Akura behind Second Hour is an actual small family brand. Many throw around the family term, but these two are actually a family. Going to their house is entering a haven of all things prototypes, watches, drawings, and you'll even find their kids in there. Why does that matter to you? Well, it doesn't, other than knowing that if you do buy this excellent, high quality watch, you will be supporting this family's dream of going full time with their brand and slowly but steady become even more established beyond the close-knit microbrand community. Let's say you couldn't care less about that, then you're still okay here since the watch is really good quality for the money. It's hard to fault it at all actually, and the only thing that differentiates it from the likes of ours, some of the German brands, some of the Swatch Group brands such as Mido and Hamilton, is brand recognition. And that's where reviewers like me come in, of course. So what do you think? Are you keen to buy one of the 4 colors? Let me know in the comments, and again, thank you so much for watching.